everything, now you're walking away. This time I think I'm done. We're giving up.
All right. Happy Merry Hump Day. Here we are for another episode of Banger Wednesday, and it's the Halloween episode, guys. And gals. So, as you can see, we have a Discord filled with some beautiful looking people. So, let me hop straight into about the playlist. So, coming into the show tonight, I played 3 tracks off the Banger Wednesday Spotify playlist. That is where every band that's been on the show now lives, and all the bands tonight will also live on there. So please take the time to go find the playlist, add it, and listen to it. It's filled with hours of amazing tracks, so get in on it. I was going to talk about something else, but I want to go straight into the intros. Joining me tonight on the co-host panel, I got Frankenstein. Guitarist from the band Elijah, and our gear connoisseur, that is Bo. Also joining me tonight, vocalist from the band Distance is Dead, vocalist from the band A Day on Earth, and artist behind the band Set Alive, TikTok content creator, Dom. And for those of you that do not know who I am the artist behind the band Forged by Titans and creator of Banger Wednesday. There we go. Also joining me, we have Koryos, Become the Void, and Eyes of a Killer. So, as you can see, again, I invited a bunch of bands that normally mask up, so we're taking this Halloween thing seriously. First up tonight, we're gonna go straight to Koryos. I got Chris here. Chris, why don't you tell us a little bit about the band and the track we're about to listen to?
What's up, guys? My name's Chris. I am the lead vocalist and rhythm guitarist for Koryos. We normally wear masks. Mine's actually currently being worked on, but uh, we just released this track called Unveil about 3 weeks ago. Just dropped the lyric video for it last week. It's a song that kind of teeters on a bunch of our influences from new metal to melodic death metal, thrash, prog mixed into it. And we've been a band for 3 years. We're out of Fort Collins, Colorado. It's our second single we've dropped. We just recorded 4 more that are gonna be coming soon, and yeah, that's what we do. And we wear skull masks, different animals. I wear a Wendigo mask when I'm on stage. And then my bass player, Kellen. He wears a goat mask, looking like a devil goat. And then we have the demon drummer Jeff, and we have our he was wearing a saber-toothed tiger skull mask, but now it's kind of more of a unique take on his new mask. Dylan, the lead guitarist for us.
Oh yeah. All right, guys. Well, these guys sent me over a YouTube link, so we're gonna check out this video for Koryos. So if you're listening along at home on Twitch, make sure you put your eyes on the channel and check it out. So here we go. All right. Let's see here. Let me get everyone back in here. And you know what, guys? Give me 1 second to reset my Discord so I can get Chris back here. I think that's on my end. Stand by, guys. Let's see if I just fixed it or made it worse. Nope, still don't have Chris there. All right, Chris. Well, let me get you back up here, big on the screen. So Dom, go ahead, lead the way on this one.
Absolutely. Dude, freaking heavy. I love the instrumental sections of it too. I feel like a lot of music, especially mainstream stuff's kind of going away from solos. I don't know why. You hear like a lot of your most listened bands solos just, I don't know, but holy, like the instrumental part of this was freaking crazy. The vocals are so dynamic. Dude, I love the screams. Um yeah, so I guess first question I'd probably say is like how did you guys form? Like walk us through how you guys started your band.
Hey, Chris, still got you there, buddy?
I'm trying. I'm trying.
Can you hear us still?
I can hear you.
Okay, cool. Yeah, just go ahead and we can keep moving forward. So Dom's
Can
question.
you hear me?
Yep, hear you fine.
I'm sorry. What was the question again? One more time.
Yeah, just walk us through how you guys formed the band.
Oh, okay. So about, I mean, we kind of were a different band before. Infinite Conscious. We played very similar. We've only gotten a little heavier. I was the only original member left, but Callum, Dylan, and I, the three of us, kind of been jamming together for about 3 years together, the three of us, and we were looking for another drummer. We decided to start wearing the masks, and everything had gotten heavier. The only thing that hadn't changed was the name. So we rebranded to Koryos. And so Callan and I have known each other since we were 18. We're both, I think, 32 right now. I've known him through the metal scene here in Colorado. I've played bass back in the day, and then I decided to start my own band called Infinite Conscious, and then went through about 8 years of that. And I met Kellen, well, we rekindled and he joined the band in 2018. And then Dylan joined in January of 2019. So those two, once they joined the band, I went from feeling like a garage band type of band to us actually like wanting to make something special together. So we eventually rebranded to Koryos. So we had a brand of what the three of us were kind of leading the way. And then Jeff is actually our third drummer in 3 years. We've been on a carousel of drummers. And I've known him through the years of playing in the metal scene. He's been in bands that we've played shows with and stuff. And it's been a great dynamic getting us all together and finally getting the fourth of the masked horsemen, I guess, together to get the ball rolling. And we actually just got done headlining the Roxy Theater in Denver a few weeks ago. So we're getting back on the plan, and we decided we really wanted to put out some recordings. We actually had Unveiled done about a year ago, but we sat on it because we wanted to make sure we had others to follow in suit. So, and we wanted to make sure we had a drummer ready to hit the playing shows because once we released it, we figured people were going to be asking us to go play. So.
Right. Well, hell yeah, man. That's awesome. It's nice they finally found like I guess a cohesive mix of people that are driven.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's been a great journey. We've had to be patient with it, but it's been coming together really nicely, and we're excited to get back on the road and plan. Try to we started playing like towards the end of Infinite Conscious. Started playing down in New Mexico and into Wyoming, and starting to spread our borders so we can go a little more regional, and that's one of our goals now. So that's what we're looking forward to releasing new music. Right now we have this track and another track called Memory Palace out on all streaming platforms as far as I'm aware. And um yeah, you can find us anywhere, whatever you usually stream your music.
Oh yeah, dude. Well, that's freaking awesome, man. Like getting back and playing shows. You guys got a cohesive lineup that's working pretty well for you guys. I guess walk me through. My next question would be, oh, specifically for this song, what was like the inspiration?
For this song, it was kind of crazy. I just came up with the main like intro riff you hear playing. Um, and it was just such a simple riff. And I have my laptop where I can tab out music, and that way I can send it to my guitarist and bass player. It's called Guitar Pro, and I tabbed out that riff, and then like I was like listening to it, kind of just on. And then once I built like the whole, I just kept writing riff by riff, and then kind of just layering it together. And then the lyrics came in like 2 days later, and I showed it to my bandmates, and they just picked it up and ran with it. It was honestly one of the quickest songs I've ever wrote, like with a group of guys. And then, but the lyrics wise, I think it's more so like when you know how people are scared to be vulnerable at times, and they build up their walls, and then just kind of darkness that people go through, whether it's depression or anxiety or traumas in their lives and stuff like that. Like that moment where you're letting someone in to see behind the walls and the veil descends. And so unveil kind of lets everybody see past the masks we all wear in our daily lives, and we just wear our masks on stage too. So
Hell yeah, dude! I love it, dude. Deep meaning. What a quality inspiration on Halloween for all of us. Well, not me, but a lot of people being masked up and stuff like that.
oh,
But
for sure. As soon as I heard about the invite, I was excited, and then I was mad because at the show, my mask, it has a strap on the back I had to install on it, and it's seen its durability. I've tested its durability over the last few years with head banging, so I have to do some repairs on it. I wasn't able to wear it tonight, but it'll be ready for the next time we hit a stage. So
right. Well, hell yeah, man. Well, again, awesome freaking song, dude. It was heavy as shit. I loved it. I really did.
thanks, man.
Uh,
I
I'm
really
gonna go
appreciate
ahead.
it.
Yeah, dude, absolutely. I'm gonna go ahead and give it to Bo now.
Cool.
And
For his
actually, while
question.
Bo gets his questions lined up, I do want to read one of the chat questions. Um, and this is from Amethyst Rave, which I'm assuming is Amethyst Raven, except now there's glow sticks involved. The question is, any albums out?
If you want to dig into the archives, we have, if you look under our old band alias Infinite Conscious, there's like 3 EPs out of music, and some of it's to the music we still play today. Some of it's a little on the softer edge of us, and we're definitely going in a heavier route. Right now, we currently have 2 singles out. We recorded like 4 songs, which is going to wrap up to be our first EP just recently. So we're looking forward to release that into early next year. We'll probably single out a couple of the tracks and then drop the EP. As far as a full album goes, we just got the new drummer going, and we're already writing a lot of new music. So we're kind of piecing together. We plan to constantly at least have music coming out, whether it's singles or EPs. We want to always be dropping songs. So we're definitely going to have new content coming out. You can find us on TikTok. You can find us on Instagram. You can find us on Facebook, YouTube. We have lyric videos, as you saw today, with Unveil, and then one for Memory Palace, and also with Infinite Conscious. It's not consciousness, it's just conscious. Um, we released music videos and lyric videos there. We just didn't have the masks on quite yet. So Koryos is where we made that turning point.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. So yeah, I just wanted to get that quick question in there, and real quick shouting out to another name I haven't seen in the Twitch feed in a minute. Cheese Sauce, thanks for hopping in. Bo, go ahead, take it away.
Yeah, super fun. Very, very guitar riff driven, and the vocals were great. I like the nice little solo in the middle there. Uh, I really I liked the ending because I feel like not enough songs end with just a vocal. Uh, like it kind of, especially like the stuff that we have on here, like it kind of like that very, very end where it was just the vocals. Kind
Yeah.
of took me a little bit. I was totally expecting it to come back in with like another part or something in the middle of that, but then it ended with the vocals. That I like that ending a lot. That was a nice little twist there. Um, so as far as like how tracking this, is it guitars and stuff like that? Were you using plugins or what were you doing for that?
So this one and Memory Palace, both the singles we released, we tracked in house at our recording studio. We did DIs into a Countryman DI, and we used mixed craft um, live 9, I think is what the DAW is called. It's just super user friendly, and we were able to track and do most of the guitar lining up and editing in house. And then our drummer at the time, Chris, is actually the drummer that laid the drums on this one. He was able to do the same thing at his house. So he had experience, and he ran Cubase on his, which is our buddy Talon DuPont. He plays in a band called V&V in Denver. He has a studio where we sent off mixing and mastering to him, and that's actually who we this time around we went down and tracked with him for the songs that are going to be coming out in the future. But yeah, this was mixed and mastered by Talon, tracked in house by us, and yeah, it was a lot of fun to create. We came a long way from learning how to kind of record ourselves when we were Infinite Conscious. So it was a lot of fun to finally see that fruit come together for Koryos.
Gotcha. So you DI'd in. Do you know? Did they like throw it through some amplifiers or?
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, as far as plugins,
Yeah, yeah,
I think we just reamped it, and
yeah.
I've always been like a fan of like a Gojira tone. I play on an EVH 5150 myself. So like keeping to that rhythm, I'm the rhythm guitarist, and I always was solid into just making sure that there was a nice rhythm to be able to bang your head to. So that was a nice crunchy tone. I think that's the one we went with. That was about a year ago though, so I'm still trying to wrap my mind back to that moment when we did track the song. But yeah, we
All
did send
right.
off the DIs, and as far as plugins, Talon, I think he uses the Gojira. It's kind of just the 5150 straightforward, almost similar to what my setup is when we're on stage.
All right. Well, side note here, boys. The streak is back.
We made a
We're
comeback.
back. Uh, I mean, it sounds fantastic. Everything. Great mix. They're doing a good job getting you guys the sound. I think it's a killer sound for you.
Thank you.
Uh, very fun. Like I said, very, guitar kind of driven. I like songs that just kind of go straight forward through there's just like a pace and it doesn't break that pace. It just keeps on going.
Yeah.
So that keeps me entertained. I like the music video a lot. I love lyric videos. Uh, Kind of helps me keep focused, like how I always have to have subtitles on the TV. So,
Mhm.
uh, yeah, I like it.
No,
I
that's
like it a
awesome.
lot.
Thank you. Yeah, and like you were mentioning on the vocal part, I think this was actually the first song that, at least from in my writing, where we did that little hint you said at the end, where we just came off like let it die off with the vocals, and yeah, it was a lot of fun to do that because I don't have a lot of parts where it's just me singing, or screaming. You
Oh
don't
yeah,
just get to hear my vocals alone, so that was a fun part to get it finally hear come out once I got the mix and master back.
I like it. I like it. I'm gonna hand it over to Forge though. So
Okay.
Right
thank you.
on. All right. So real quick, yeah, a ton of new metal influences. I was hearing in there. Definitely enjoyed it. There were a few little moments in a couple of the verses where I definitely felt like some huge, maybe Mudvayne influences down there.
Mhm. Yeah.
Um, but like Bo said, start to finish, it had a really great pace, and it kept pounding all the way through. So you didn't get bored or anything like that. It was definitely an awesome track. The music video, or lyric video, I should say, definitely went well with the track, the way it was orchestrated, I guess is to put it. And so my first question is the band name. I don't think you went into what that actually means or what was the meaning behind it.
So Koryos, I've always been really into like the Norse mythology side, and this actually predates the Viking Age. It was the Bronze Age. The Koryos. The best way I always like try explaining it is like kind of on the movie 300 where they send him off Leonidas out to like the woods and he has to like become a man, killing the wolf and coming back. Koryos are kind of like that. They were a Euro Asian tribes, and they would send out these boys, whether they were teenagers or up to like 21 years old, the coming to man age, and they'd send them out pretty much. They weren't even considered part of society. They had to, fend for themselves and pretty much come back like with worth or gold of some sort to earn their way into the societies of like living in town and being a part of the actual human societies they had back then in the Bronze Age. And so they were kind of like the pre-aged berserkers. They went and then they would dress up in animal pelts and skulls and that, but they wouldn't do it to hide or blend. They did it because they were taking on the spirit of that animal. And we were already kind of wearing more animal skull themed masks at the time. Dylan, our lead guitarist, had the saber tooth tiger mask. Callan's always had the goat mask. I've had the Wendigo mask. I've changed it up a little bit. I chopped off the horns and made it look a little more like Hellboy and cut out the middle so I can rock my hair out now. But it's a lot of fun. And for me, I was always a huge Mudvayne and Slipknot fan. And then obviously I've gotten into like heavier metal since then. But Swedish melodic death metal, metalcore, new metal, progressive metal, something that me and Kellen actually do a little bit. But we found like creative ways on how to, keep it to where it's groove prog in a way. So it's been fun to play with that. And I actually got a chance to go see Mudvayne earlier this year. So a
Oh
lot of
yeah,
influence from Mudvayne. So they're a fun one.
it's definitely on my bucket list still.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. The really cool thing also was the name, the logo design you guys created, because I caught that in the music video. You flip it upside down, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
That was really cool. I thought
Yeah.
that was real creative.
Thank you. I actually did graphic design coming out of high school, and my our drummer at the time, Stefan, was like, "That's a cool, or I think you got a cool like font, but could you like make it say the same thing upside down?" I was like, "I don't know if I can do that." And then I like drew it on a napkin, and then took it from there and just created it slowly into that. And I always wanted it so like if we had the design, it could finally spin in a circle like that, and it was cool to finally see that.
Yeah, hell yeah. And you know, one other thing I wanted to say is thank you for making this an educational episode today, because we learned about the Koryos, the
The
trials of
Koryos.
passage. Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah,
maybe
well,
I can
and the
file for a
biggest thing
grant for
was,
education.
yeah, well, you're welcome for coming to my TED Talk lesson on history, and also it was a band name that hadn't been taken yet, so it was really easy
Right.
to make that selection.
Right, right. So a couple other questions I got. Are you guys selling merch yet, or?
Yes, we have T-shirts and we have all kinds of merchandise. If you get a hold of one on our Instagram or our Facebook, I have a band store that's ready to be released. It just hasn't been released quite yet, but that'll be coming very soon. And we have a band camp as well that I want to get the store going on as well. So we do have t-shirts. We have dog chains. We got necklaces. We got shot glasses. We got more stuff that we're actually trying to re-up on this winter. So we're gonna have a band store page coming out and our website re-released because we had one and then just haven't updated it in a while. So we got to get the band store together a little better. But that we do have merchandise for sale.
Oh yeah, sounds like you guys got all the necessities. And one last thing. So what is gig life looking like for the rest of the year for you guys?
For this year, I don't know if we actually have anything on the books for 2024. It's looking like 2025, though. We're going to be coming back January 17th and 18th. They have the Snow and Stars Festival in Denver, Colorado, and in Fort Collins. Like the first night's in Fort Collins, second night's in Denver. I think we're there. We're still here and back on whether we're playing the 17th or the 18th, but that's something we're going to be a part of. And looking to start mostly booking 2025 out and release more music this year. By the end of the year, we're hoping to drop, I think, one more single and have another video with that as well. So
Oh yeah. Um, so again, I do want to remind everyone that all the bands on tonight's show are going to be on the Spotify. Well, I'm sorry, the Banger Wednesday Spotify playlist. I'm gonna go find this track added on there as well. So please remember to add it. Check these guys out. And Chris, is there any other info you want to pass on to us? Any other knowledge?
well, The Koryos are a tribe, and we're only as strong as our tribe. So if you like what you saw, you like what you hear. We're gonna have plenty more coming out this year and next year. So follow us, be a part of our tribe, and we're hope to see you at a stage near you or be on your regular playlist.
Hell, yes.
Thanks for listening.
Yes, man. Thank you so much for making time to stop in and share this track with us. And as always, all the bands that show up on the Banger Wednesday show are always welcome to come back. So hopefully these guys get some new tracks running and they keep in touch and we'll get them back on. So again, big thank you to Chris with Koryos for stopping in and sharing this track with us. And we're going to go ahead and mosey on to the next band. I got Shane and Connor from Become the Void. I want you guys... I already know who you guys are. Why don't you tell everyone else that may not know you who you are and the track we're about to check out?
What's up, everybody? We're Become the Void from Utah. The track we chose for you guys is a good old, slow, spooky one called Angel of Death. As the name implies, it's about a a nurse who likes to take and steal babies. Have fun.
Hell yeah. So let me get that pulled back up here. Closed it. A terrible host. All right, so here we go. I got Become the Void here, and we're going to check out Angel of Death. Here we go. That is definitely not the Angel of Death. There we go. Sorry about that. playlist. So play the next song. All right. So let me get these guys back up on the screen real big. And let's see here. Stand by, everyone. Okay. So real quick, I'm gonna throw this out there real quick, because I was keeping an eye on chat while we were listening to the track. Amethyst Raven, or Amethyst Rave, whatever you want to call her right now. She's starting promotion, so if anyone wants to come to Utah, Idaho, that general area, hit her up. That's really awesome that she's throwing that out there, especially with all the bands we know in that area. We definitely need to send some people that way. And also going to touch on some of the other comments in chat. Gives me some nice Rammstein vibes. Industrial metal, yep. Okay, cool. That's all the ones I wanted to touch real quick on chat. Dom, you want to go ahead and take it away?
Heck yeah. I was gonna say like heavy ass Rammstein meets like Apocalyptica, like at the beginning with the piano. You had some of the strings in there, like woo. Yeah, that was pretty sweet, guys. I guess my first question, like what was your inspiration for the song? Like I scratch that. Let's do different. How do you guys go about your songwriting process? Because I mean, we're including different kinds of instruments in here. Kind of like a mixed bag of really awesome shit.
So, starting out, especially with our first album that we just dropped last month, Darkest Days, most of it was written by myself until I was able to convince people to follow me and do stupid shit with me. Um, so a lot of it just goes with, I don't know, I guess the vibe I'm feeling on what I want to put into a song. So about stuff I was going through with my life, but then as it kind of sat on the back burner, I got bored of those lyrics, so then I scrapped them for something else, and then just the the idea to do more of a storytell part song instead of personal experience. I'm like, Angel of Deaths are kind of creepy and cool and fucked up, and they're all sense of words, so it kind of all fell together and fit that vibe.
Oh yeah. And same question as last time for the previous band. I mean, how'd you guys form? Like how'd you guys all meet? Walk us through like how you guys got to the point you are today.
So yeah, like I said, I started writing this back in 2015 just as a side thing while my other band was going. I just wanted to touch more on influences and styles I liked. Obviously, I don't know. Apparently, it's apparent that I like Rammstein and industrial metal. I guess. Um, so that was kind of that Static X. All of those were real big influences on me. As for finding band members, I slowly started reaching out to people. Some people worked, some didn't, and then it ended up I just started grabbing people I went to high school with, and so our drummer, me and him did drums together in high school. I knew our guitar player from playing guitar in high school. So when I reached out to him and I was like, hey, you're super talented. Do you want to join a not talented band? And he was like, can I wear a mask? And I was like, hell yes, you can. And so he was in. And then I convinced this guy to come join the band, even though he didn't know how to play an instrument. I said, you don't need to. I have a bass guitar you can play.
Oh,
And that's kind of how we got to where we are.
yeah. Yeah, wear mask. I'm in. So, I mean, that's pretty freaking sick, guys. I, you know, even though the whole chat pinned is a Rammstein, do you guys have any other influences besides just Rammstein?
Do we need others?
Say us.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
there's influences all across the board. From our guitarist is very into like Rush. Him and our drummer both are huge Rush boys. And also very weird, obscure things like video game music and like pixelated music and very proggy, weird stuff. That's what they're into. The strings and everything you hear is actually from our cello player. So he brings a lot of classical vibes and from being a almost professionally trained cellist. And then everything else from modern day metal, Lamb of God, and Metallica, anything that makes us bob our heads, we like to just be influenced by and find what fits right and bring it in when we can.
Heck yeah. Oh, that's freaking sick. Yeah, no, the cello is that electric cello?
It is. He's a six-string
Yeah.
electric cello.
Hell yeah. Yeah, those things are badass. I guess I mean what do you say like what do you guys see yourselves doing in like the next 5 years or even shorter term with that? Like what are your guys' goals?
Uh, yeah. So really, right now we just got our album out this September, so we're pumped about that, and we're ready. We're actually taking the end of this year off. So last weekend was our last show of the year. We're gonna take the rest of the year off and get that second album going. We're excited to bring that next year and just play a lot more shows like we've been playing.
Hell yeah. Oh, it's exciting, guys. I mean, again, this was freaking sick. I I
Thank you.
definitely like, the industrial Rammstein vibe. I think you're super unique. You're gonna the cello, such an underrated metal instrument. It's freaking sick. It had so much depth. Vocals were freaking top tier. I like the screams, the deep freaking the burly voice singing. But I'm gonna go ahead and give it over to Bo now.
Thank you, boss. Appreciate you.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's super fun. I was gonna harp on that a little bit because I remember from last time, and I follow you guys on like Instagram and stuff, which was the cello player being with you. Because this was kind of a very cello featured little thing going on here. That's really fun. Anybody else just throws that on like a backing track or something. It's really fun to like have that little bit of extra going into it. What kind of like guitar tuning are we using for this song? Do we know?
Can
I
we
believe
guess?
this one is in drop A, along with
Okay.
most all of our tracks are in a drop A tuning.
Okay. All right. Um, so when you got how many like total members are there right now?
5
Five.
total.
Okay. Okay. Um, and I know that you guys have been playing like a decent amount of shows, haven't you?
We've we've kept busy this year.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I see a lot of the pictures on Instagram. That's really fun. How because I know how it is for me, even with the 5 piece as well. How's let's talk about how much how much work goes into trying to like logistically get all 5 people and your gear to a show. How you guys do that?
No, that actually it really isn't that hard for us because all of us we just want to play show. Like we love our music, we love people listening to it on our live performances. We really take next level. You know what I mean?
I
So
like it.
we're always excited to go play some shows. We're excited to get out of town.
I like it.
It really helps having everybody kind of be on the same page and kind of wanting the same goal. Makes it pretty easy for us to be like, hey, we're gonna go do a show this day, and everyone's pretty much down to do it and we'll be there irregardless. There's only been a handful of times we've did one show where we went without our drummer and just as we put it at the show, we did the most industrial thing we could and replaced him with a machine. But that was the only one time we did that just because he had a wedding. But for the most part, it's pretty easy to get us into the same place at once.
I like it. I like it. Uh, I'm gonna let Forge take over some of the fun questions he doesn't get to ask. So
Yeah,
Good. Thank you,
so
my man.
let's see if I can remember all of them now because it's been so long since I got to ask them. But real quick shout out to Dredging Midnight. See you there, man. Thanks for dropping in for the Halloween episode. So he asked about tuning. Did he ask the all important question? Did you guys put the guitars DI or did you mic cabs?
I believe all of it is DI. Our guitarist has I think it's the Axe Effects 2 or 3. So he just runs everything through that. Even when we go to shows, we're all running through DI to be as simple as possible and just plug us in and we'll go do our thing and have a good time.
Oh yeah, and you said drop A. Is that sevens or is that sixes? 6 strings.
Uh, I wrote it as a 7. That's what I had. Our guitarist, he does it on a 6 string. and he just forgoes the high string.
Got it. Nice. And one other thing. So we were talking about all your influences in the industrial, and obviously Till's a huge influence, I imagine, for you. And I don't recall if I even mentioned this the last time I've had you guys on, but you guys kind of remind me of a band that's kind of been, I don't want to say forgotten, but a band called Motograder. Does that ring a bell to anyone? Yeah.
Yeah, I know them.
Yeah. So I guess educational for those that don't know. Ivan from Five Finger Death Punch originally was the vocalist for that band way back when. They also did, I think, the soundtrack for Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the remake with the one with Jessica Biel way back when. Cool dudes. I got a long time ago. I got to open up for them, but you guys definitely remind me of them, minus the greater instrument that they had. If everyone's familiar with that, you know what? History lesson. I'm gonna keep going. So Motograder, their band name was around an instrument they created called the grater, and it was essentially this workbench kind of looking thing, and it had strings stretched across it, bass strings, and the bass player, that was his instrument. He would put his fingers on this fretless workbench and hit it with a hammer or like a pipe, and that was their bass guitar for the band, and that's where they got this distinctive industrial thump in their music. So that was their little claim to fame. Plus they were dressed up and painted and all that stuff too, so they had a pretty cool thing going. They're still around, just not in the light as much as they used to be. But back to you guys. So you guys said you wrapped up gigging for this year, but do you guys have any new albums coming out anytime soon, or?
Nothing with a date yet. We have a new single we are working on that'll be featuring a good friend of ours, Haley from the band Arsenic Addiction. She'll be joining us for that. But as of right now, there is no date, but new album and new singles is the primary focus for the start of next year.
Hell yeah. And you guys got merch rolling or what?
We do. We got shirts, hoodies, CDs, patches, and I think some stickers still.
Hell yeah. And remind everyone, what platforms do you like them to go to catch you guys?
Yeah, so Instagram's going to be our best place to catch us. That's where most of it goes, but we're also, everything else we're posting on TikTok, YouTube, anywhere where you're consuming your social.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and you guys definitely have a lot of good reasons for people to go to Instagram, because you guys are so theatrical with your performances and your content. So yeah, I definitely highly recommend following you guys on Instagram, if anything. So let's see here. Let me check chat real quick with this Raven. Yeah, that's gonna be an interesting collaboration there. I can't wait to hear how that comes out. With your guys' industrial sound, and you guys said this was a female vocalist that's gonna collab with you guys.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So that'll be an interesting mix. I know. I think Mushroomhead kind of ventured into doing something like that recently, and it sounded pretty cool. So I'm curious to hear how you guys make that sound, because you guys got a very distinct sound that was awesome. Female vocal. Cool. And Bo let me take a lot of questions. Bo, did I miss anything on the list?
How do we track the drums on this? Do we do drum live, or do we know?
Nope. That's expensive. We're cheap. Everything was programmed.
Okay.
Love the honesty.
That's okay. That's okay. It sounded good, That's all that matters.
We got us some. We earned enough money this year playing all them gigs. We got us some drum mics.
That's true.
Oh,
So
yeah.
next album, when you ask us,
We'll have live drums next album.
Yep.
There's nothing wrong with it, and there's nothing wrong with going back in and dialing some stuff in with programming. Even if you do like the hybrid stuff. My band's doing the hybrid stuff a lot. You want that polished sound, you got to tighten it up in one way or another. So, no, there's nothing wrong with that. It just, it's one of the questions we usually throw in there just to see, because there are some of them that sound so good they'll completely blindside us when they say that they're MIDI drums, not live tracked, you know. So
Yeah, and being that you guys are industrial, you know, you got the perfect excuse for like the next time you get I don't know, a couple $100 free. You guys can put it towards a keg of beer. You guys can drink all the beer and get drunk, and then keep the keg and add that to the drum kit as well.
Yeah, I like
There
that.
we
There you
go.
go.
All right.
Yep.
Again, it's a Slipknot territory, but hey, I mean, we also have
Yeah.
masks, so I
Hey,
guess that works.
no, man. You just got to. No, I was just trying to give you guys an excuse to buy some beer, but
Oh,
with
that's fair.
band money. But so real quick in chat, I see Dredge and Midnight chiming in again. He wants to connect with you guys. Like he wants to connect with you guys on TikTok. So Dredge and Midnight has a channel where he does tracks from other bands and he posts them on his platforms, and you know, people listen. So definitely reach out, find him, get on his platforms.
That's good. I
Hell yeah.
appreciate it.
Yeah. And you know what? Let's go open floor. Do you guys have anything else that we may have missed that you want to talk about tonight?
Stay in school, kids.
Yeah. Stay in school so you can be as cool as us. But yeah, so for those that may have just hopped in, we're still here talking with Become the Void, our good friends from previous episode. We just finished talking to them about their track and what they got going on for the rest of the year. They listed all their platforms for you to go and find them. They do have merch available. And for whatever reason, if you missed all that and you didn't write it down in your little black book, they are alive and well on the Banger Wednesday Spotify playlist from previous episodes. And this track tonight will also land on there. Well, actually, it's already on there. So make sure, again, you go find that playlist, add it, listen to it, show all these bands some love. And so with that, I'm going to go ahead and tell Shane and Connor, thanks again for making the time to drop in and bring us this awesome track. And I always enjoy having you guys in. I mean, we're obviously family. You can tell by our appearance, you know. Great to have family come.
It's always good being with you. We appreciate you having us.
Yes, most definitely. So that was Become the Void. Bo, got some juicy news deets, right?
yeah, we'll throw this down real quick. This happened like right before the show. Officially,
Yeah, Phil.
is it Phil? Phil from As I Lay Dying, the only other member that was left besides Tim, officially put out a statement that he's no longer with the band. This is coming hot off last week where we saw, I believe it started with the bass player just announced out of nowhere that he quit. And then within an hour, the tour manager announced that he was no longer working with the band. Then a day or two later, Ken Susi announced that he was quitting, and not only announced that he was quitting, but apologized for it taking so long for him to quit when he should have been supporting his friends that left for good reason. And then the drummer quit right after that. And Phil said that legally they were working on a statement because the theory is Phil's probably the only one besides Tim that actually has legit ownership in the band at this point. So right now I feel it's my best interest to completely distance myself both creatively and personally from the project. So now it's back to just being a Tim Lambesis project.
Yep.
It's a roller coaster.
Yeah, so for those
And
of
a
you that
lot,
watch,
a lot of people out there like, we told you Tim was still Tim.
yeah, and for those of you that watch a few episodes, we talked about this quite a few times. And you know, I'm not gonna lie, I was definitely Debbie Downer. Every time they came out with a new track, I was like, "This isn't As I Lay Dying. It's some like I don't know. It's like going to Walmart and getting the Great Value brand of As I Lay Dying." So I mean, it just wasn't the same. You could tell the vibe wasn't there. Did it sound good? Sure, but the feels weren't there. And it's just like I hate to see it happen to such a monumental band, but I guess it's nice to have some validation, you know. And to your point, Phil, I don't think any of them really had an owning interest in the band. I just think they were. I think Tim. I could be wrong. I think Tim wholly owned As Lay Dying, and the other guys were just, I guess, employees, so to speak.
Yeah, basically. It
Yeah.
sounded like the only reason that it took so long was because Phil probably had some kind of like credit
Mm-hmm.
with like the last couple albums that came out. Basically, is kind of
Probably.
what it sounded like. So not that he had technically ownership in the band, but just because he had some kind of like vetted interest, as far as like owning some of the rights to the songs or something, is probably the only reason it took so long.
Yeah. So full circle back to what Shane and Connor just said. Kids, stay in school so you know how to work contracts, especially in the music
Yeah.
industry. Go to law school. There you go. That's the best advice you're gonna get all night.
Don't sign anything.
Yeah. Right on. But yeah, I mean that's huge news. It's unfortunately it sounds like it's gonna be the end of a band that's been around for what, at least 20 years. That
Oh yeah.
that has
Probably
inspired everybody
closer to
in metal.
25. Yeah.
But
I remember getting to see them at a little place in Indy, the Emerson Theater in Indy, uh, during the 94 hours days.
oh
And
yeah, that's awesome. I saw
so
them.
good.
I saw them. Ooh, it would have been not 94 hours. It would have been an album or two after that. It was still the original cast, so to speak. But yeah, I'm glad I got to see him in the heyday. But anyway,
Yeah.
that is Bo with the news.
I got one more.
Oh, go for it. Go
I
for
got
it. All
it's
right, man.
it's related. I decided this morning I'm also going to quit As I Lay Dying. So I will no longer be in the band either.
Stop the presses. We gotta get that on the front page.
As I Lay Dying is going through struggles right now.
Oh, yeah, you're right about that, huh? No pun intended.
They are dying.
Yeah.
But all right, I'm done. I'm done.
All right. Thank you for the news, Bo. And real quick, I do want to remind everyone that, again, I do have YouTube up and running. I do have all the episodes on there. Be sure to stop by, subscribe, cost you nothing. Make sure you comment the word certified on one of the videos so you can enter in the giveaway that is going to score you a hoodie, a shirt, and a hat from Banger Wednesday. It's a huge deal. We'll do that at the end of the year, but that's how you enter to win. So please be sure you go do that. And let's go ahead and hop over to Logan from Eyes of a Killer, our last band for tonight. Let's hear what Logan's got to tell us about the band and the track we're going to check out tonight.
All right. Well, the band essentially started as a two-piece. It was just me and our other vocalist, Chris, because we got one of those bands that has two vocalists. And we just we did it just to do it. One of those things. We weren't doing nothing. We wanted to make some music. And as soon as we dropped the first track, it went surprisingly well, way better than we thought it was. So we're like, all right, I guess we're going to keep going. Then we got hit up with a guy that we kind of knew. He said, yo, I want to play guitar. So we're like, all right, sick. We need a drummer. Then we reached out to our drummer, Trenton. We're like, hey, if you're not doing anything, we need a drummer. We know he's good. He can do what we want. And he's like, yeah, I'm in. So it's basically about that, and all of our tracks, we like to make them somehow about serial killers, either about a specific one or conceptually. And this track in particular, I Am Death, it's one of the older ones that we got, but it's one of the favorites. But we think it's one of our heaviest ones still. And this one's kind of a weird one to explain, but it's like following what's in the mind of a guy that, he knows instinctually that killing isn't right, but something turns him. So it's about that, like that switch of him becoming a serial killer, playing God,
Oh yeah.
actually being the guy that takes life.
Oh yeah.
So like the track I Am Death.
I'm sure my girlfriend's gonna really enjoy it. She loves watching those serial killer documentaries.
Cool. And then this is like everything else. Well, we'll probably get to it later, but you know, this one we recorded in Chris's dining room, or the video we did in his dining room.
Oh hell yeah! Okay, cool.
So
yeah, let's check it out, and yeah, we'll dig deeper into it after we check it out. So again, everyone at home, if you didn't hear the man and you're listening on Twitch, put your eyes on Twitch because he does have a music video to accompany this track. So get your eyes on it, and here we go. Well, all right. Let me stop this thing so it doesn't playing something else. All right, so real quick, I got to steal one of Bo's questions real quick, just because it was hard for me to tell in the video. Legator guitar.
that one's in Agile.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So, it's habit to go to Dom first, but I really want to go to Dom first because there are a ton of things vocally going on. So Dom, I want you to dive right in on this.
Holy shit, dude! The rolls, dude, on the
Oh yeah,
yeah, dude, freaking sick. Holy shit, yeah, those vocals were freaking. There's two vocalists.
yeah, we got two of them.
Okay, so damn, those vocals mesh really well. It sounds like one's kind of taking over a lot of the high end and one kind of like the lower.
I think in this song we go we just kind of do it by line, just kind of do whatever we were feeling. That's what we do for the most part in general. Then we got sometimes we're just like, well, you got like a better growl, so you do that one. Well, so I'll do it, or we know whatever. We just play off of each other's strengths. Whoever like, whenever we're in there doing it, it's just whatever we want to have in there is like, well, you're good at that. You do it.
Yeah. So how long you been doing vocals for?
Oh God, when did I start? Started my first band kind of out of necessity in like 2014, 2015, something like that. But it was just highs because I couldn't get the lows down. But once I got into this, I'm like, dude, I got to do like more lows. I got to have a reason to do them. So, and we got it.
Oh yeah, you guys did. So I guess for anyone watching, like some people, especially if they're not, I guess, really dive deep into the vocals. Your guys' enunciation, even like together when you're layering, is pretty freaking sick. Like you can tell it's something you guys have worked. It sounds like you guys have worked on, or at least a skill you
Oh
guys
yeah,
have gained by going through. Like your enunciation, it's not just freaking noise, and
yeah.
that's
No,
hard
that's
to do as a
that's
vocalist.
one
But
thing because there's so many parts about this that I am super anal about, and it's like enunciation has to be one of them. So it's like that's one of the first it's like noise either. But like sometimes it's cool, but for the most part, it's like I gotta be able to at least kind of tell what's going on.
right, and I mean, like your guys' screams. It's you guys are very skilled, very talented, both of you
Thank you.
list. Like your guys is transitioning between mouth positions from what I can hear, just going to like what is the Artinoids kind of scream, the false
Mhm.
chord to like your guys' range is freaking dynamic, and yeah, like hats off to you guys because uh, that was one of I don't know if I'm allowed to say this for but that was one of my favorite in my opinion, like technically wise, one of the best like for this genre, those screams that
I'll
I've
take
heard.
it.
So
I'll
yeah,
take it.
freaking awesome job, guys.
No, that's totally okay.
Right? Yeah, no, I will pick favorites. I'm not afraid to say it, but freaking awesome job, guys.
Thank you.
So you guys said this was all like DI for filming the music video.
Yeah, everything about the band is DIY. I mean, we don't print our own shirts, obviously, but like all the video and music production is all done in house.
That's freaking sick.
Do
What
you
are
also
you?
commit
So what are
all
you
your
guys?
own murders?
And I can't talk about it, but you know,
Oh
form your
man,
own assumption.
spooky season, baby.
That's right.
So what are you guys using to mix and master?
Uh, so I do everything out of Reaper,
Okay,
and
love it.
then I guess I'm gonna wait for that question to come up. I don't want to answer it early if it comes up again. But yeah, I do all the mixing, mastering. Um, I kind of took over that because it's like something I like to do and I want to get good at. Then Chris, the other vocalist, he does photos and the video work for us. So works pretty well.
Yeah, I'd say a hell of a freaking power team, dude. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, just the video itself that's one of the best DI videos I've seen. So I mean,
Cool. Thanks.
that was freaking sick. So you guys got a whole light setup and everything. Was it just a black backdrop that you guys had?
Yeah, I think we hung up like 3 black sheets, and then I think we just had like the one light in the background. Maybe I don't remember. It's been a while. But just like cheap Amazon LED lights that we could put on stands. We'll use those because like they get bright enough. Then luckily Chris he does photography here and there on the side, so he's got a decent camera. Uh, he wants a better one because I guess it doesn't his specifically doesn't do too well on like whenever it gets kind of dark, but you know, work with what we got, make it work.
Right. And so what? I guess because you're doing a lot of like the music production side. I mean, how did you learn to do that? Sometimes some people have like done nail the mix or done some of the courses or you know,
That
just around it for
YouTube, man.
Yeah.
Just jump in with YouTube. It's like I've always wanted to do it. Like I would tinker around with it with one of my first bands just so I could do it. You know, try to figure out exactly what. But it's like anymore, it's like everything you need to know is on YouTube, and it's like 90% of a mix is EQ and compression. So like get that down, and you're pretty solid.
Oh yeah, man. Well, good freaking banger, guys. I'm gonna hand it over to Bo, but yeah, keep screaming like that.
Plan on it.
Hell yeah.
All right, so we got 8-string guitars.
Mhm.
Do you know what tuning it is?
This song specifically is double E.
Okay. Nice. You guys use a lot of
Yeah.
different ones, or you kind of try to stay?
Most of the stuff that we have now is in that double E, and then the song I had on last time is just drop E. But we just kind of stay around there because
Gotcha.
I like drop A, but it's also cool to dip a little lower than.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, because all we have to do is change. We'll tune. I don't remember which direction. We'll tune down one string for the song, and it's like okay, it's fine.
Yeah.
So we just run it that way.
And then I think you set me up. What are we using for plugins on this one?
That one I use the Jeff Loomis signature.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, I think I used the Mesa setting on it, if I remember right.
Okay. That's actually one of the few ones that I own. That's a good one.
Yeah, that one like it did really good. That
Yeah.
that Mesa's got like a nice mid punch to it.
Yeah. I like it. I like it. Another really fun video. You know, if people haven't seen the first one, they need to go watch the first one because it's wild.
Yeah.
You know, we definitely love the DIY stuff. Two really cool videos, two really good songs. As far as like the drum stuff goes, are we kind of doing like hybrid on that one, or was it kind of all MIDI? Or
That one was all MIDI, but you know, I programmed it, and of course we always run it by the drummer first, make sure he can
right,
actually do it and get his input on it. But yeah, it was all programmed in there, and he can play it live, and that's all I care about.
yeah. How was that? How was that to program?
Not so bad because I have so many different shortcuts set up in Reaper.
Okay.
So, you know, like I can bring the drums in and then it's just a couple clicks and everything's basically good to go.
I like it.
Couple minor adjustments, not a big deal, but it gets it close enough.
Do you have? I like to take like random MIDI libraries that I have and just find a nice beat and then alter it. Do you have any like good libraries that you use?
No. We
All from
all the-
scratch?
yeah, all the drums that we
Nice.
end up writing, like we find it easiest to write our drums in a Guitar Pro first.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
we'll just bring them over. And then but like I think I talked about it last time, but like we record everything, or we take records of everything in Guitar Pro. So it's like we know what's going on with guitar
Right.
and drums in case anyone needs it at any point.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean that's amazing if you ever have somebody you need to fill in or drop out or something like that, you know.
Yeah, we just print off some tabs and this is what you do.
That's one of the, you know, handful of like newer school things that I'm really big into as well. Like no matter what, like it's the easiest thing to do to give your other instrumentalists or potential future instrumentalists if someone's got to step in or something like that. Like have that all just done and out of the way and not have to worry about it in the future.
Yeah, I mean, like I've learned songs watching video, and I'm like, okay, like I can get it, but it's like if I had the tabs up there, like with it, it'll just make everything so much easier.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I like to know how specific, like my other guitar player, when he plays like a rhythm part that I like to know specifically how he's playing that because you can play it 1,000 different ways on a guitar. But he's, you know, if you hear it sound a certain way, I want to know specifically how you were playing that because you're not gonna, if you're playing on a different string, you're never gonna get that same sound. And it's those little nuances that you know kind of matter in the final product of something. So
exactly.
Yeah, and sometimes it could be something as simple as he may be hammering on the particular note and you may be picking the same note, and that could just make a difference too. Just little things like that.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, and it's like I'd notate literally everything. Like if something's a hammer on, it's like it's
Yeah.
in there.
I
That's
like it.
exactly how it's played.
So, and then that just kind of, again, kind of the scope of work that you put into all this stuff, tapping all that, programming the drums, getting the mixing and mastering done, and all that stuff. Like, it's a lot of work. That's a lot.
Yeah,
And,
but it's like one of the necessary evils for me because
Yeah.
like I hate sitting down and just like tabbing everything, but I'm like I gotta have it.
yeah,
Like if I got a track and I'm going to forget how to play something if I wrote it,
Yeah.
I'm like I have that up while I'm tracking.
yeah. Well, and that's
I know I need it.
yeah. Even the most brutal of songs that we hear on there, realistically, it's a passion project for the artist.
True.
So that's a lot of work that you put in for something that you like to do, and that's we like to highlight that stuff as best as we can. So I'm gonna turn it over to Forge because I'm getting too deep with stuff now. So
yeah, good. Yeah, so I got a couple more business things, and I just want to keep Become the Void on standby. I'm gonna pull you guys into this very last question after I get these other ones out the way, so be prepared. All right, so I do want to say this real quick. Definitely, when I was listening to this track, one of the biggest things that came into my mind was Mitch and Suicide Silence, man. Just the range in the vocals and your drummer, some of the shit he was pulling on the drums. I mean, he's phenomenal, man. He was doing
It's
some really
like
crazy
actually
stuff.
wild. Yeah, like whenever we showed it to him, he's like, "Oh yeah, I can get it." I'm like, "Are you sure?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, I got it." So like, okay, and he does it live, so we're like, "All right, cool. That's all that matters."
Yeah,
So like,
right.
it still blows us out of the water, but like he does it.
Yeah, that dude's tight. He's on point for sure.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
man,
he's
huge
good at what
huge
he does.
vibes of Suicide Silence and stuff like that. Whenever I heard the track, but definitely, you guys are your own thing, man. It was definitely an awesome track. And a couple other business points I want to get down to. Do you guys have merch?
Yeah, we have an entire merch store. I think it's eyes of a killer band bigcartel.com.
Okay.
But it's like we have our link tree and all of our socials. So we got the Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, like the main ones. So you can find it in there. It's got all our links to like everything. And then I think right now we have like a holiday shirt selection going on.
Hell yeah.
So stuff like that. Then we got a couple of shirts that you can only get live, but I think most of our more elaborate designs are online.
Hell yeah. And remind me, what area are you guys out of?
We are out of Farmington, New Mexico.
Okay. Cool. And so what's the gigging scene looking like for the rest of the year for you guys?
For eyes, we got another thing set up in December. We might have something next month. We're not too sure yet. We were pretty busy for a while during the summer, so it was nice. But then I also play guitar in another band, and then so sometimes conflicting times, whatever. But that's kept me super busy. But as far as upcoming shows for I specifically, I only know about the one in December. Like that one's set.
Okay. And then do you guys have any new track releases or EPs or albums coming out anytime soon? What's that looking like?
We might have it's like the same track that I had kind of was working on last time I was on. But life and other band and all that shit gets in the way. So that thing's nearly done. Like all I have to do is a couple more like the fancy stuff that we always like to put in. Just got to do like that, bass drops, and then see if we want to do a video or something to it, and then we'll send it out. And I might just finish it and send it out there to the void and see what happens.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, but that other one should be another heavy one.
Cool deal. So I like to hear, man. All right. So I'm gonna throw this question in here. And Become the Void, you're gonna take part in this one as well, since it is freaking Halloween, and we showed up with a mask on. I want to get some of the inspirations behind the mask specifically. So Logan, what's the inspiration behind yours specifically?
So kind of weird because we know like in that video we all had our old masks on, but the mask idea for us, we did it whenever we were doing our first video kind of as a joke. Because I had some made some pretty good friends in some gaming Discord servers, and they're like, this guy never posts pictures of himself. No one knows what he looks like. So it was like our first video was also a face reveal. But honestly, for that one, all I knew with that one is I wanted it to have like gnarly teeth and like look like it was actually mean. So that's basically was my only requirements, and the only thing we knew how to work with was like paper mache and different types of glue. So like the base under all the fabric that's on top is literally it's just paper mache, and we just kind of got a dummy head, put the stuff on there, then we cut it and start gluing shit onto it. Then like the one I got now, we've always wanted to switch over to these ones, which we got we're all in these ones now because they're more fitting, like the skinned face masks. And we just kind of feel like, well, if we're a band that's about serial killers and killing, we got to have something that represents it a little better. So we went with this, and we found this shop called Shoggoth Assembly, and like these are all handmade off of molds that they get from people, and they'll do a little bit of custom work like this one, like all the tears and the whatever's in the forehead. I had them put that on there, and we just kind of go like with it like that, and it works better as a vocalist because this one I can actually breathe in and I can drink in. The other one not so much.
Oh,
But the only
I know
downside
that
to this
feeling.
one is sweat gets in my eyes. So
I know you guys see me like tongue wrestling my straw in my water bottle all night, so
yeah, and it was like I've had this thing on long enough. I'm starting to get sweat dripping into my eyes. But it's whatever. It's not a big deal. But they do really good detail on these ones. It's like I had to make the straps myself. It's just some leather with a couple buttons on it. But like even the insides of these are like
yeah, that's nice.
like nasty flesh. So, and like they're thick, they won't break, they're durable, and like I can breathe. That's like the most important thing. I can breathe, I can make whatever mouth shape I need to do. That was my only requirement. And then everyone else kind of picked whatever they want.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. So thanks for that. So real quick, I'm gonna go over one more thing with you guys, and then I'm gonna go with you specifically, and then I'm gonna go to the other guys to talk about their math. So again, if you didn't write down all this stuff that Logan mentioned, they are on the Spotify playlist. I think this will be on the Spotify playlist 2 times now. So be sure you. And Logan, is there anything we missed that you want to share with us?
What did we maybe miss? Well, I mean, little point is this video was with our old guitarist. He had to step down, but that's really about it. And then if you want to make music, you could, I mean, use eyes as the examples. You don't need anyone else to help you get to where you're at. You can do it yourself.
Yeah, so again, everyone, this is Logan with Eyes of a Killer, joining us on tonight's Halloween episode. Thanking those guys for bringing another track. Hopefully we get these guys back soon. And but I really want to keep this question going. So, Bo, what's the inspiration behind your mask? It's so hard to
I have a giant forehead, so
Hell yeah.
I don't know. My wife loves the classic Universal monsters, so she likes to collect anything cool by that she finds anywhere. I'm not sure specifically where we got this one, but we got a lot of stuff that we've gotten in like comic conventions and stuff like that.
Yeah, I see a load over your shoulder there, over your left shoulder. Yeah.
Yeah. We got some cool stuff on there.
Right. Well, Become the Void. I can't believe, I don't think we've ever asked you guys this question, what the inspiration was behind you two guys' mask. Want to fill us in?
Yeah, so I don't have an inspiration for my mask. I actually didn't even play I just got roped into this thing and I'm loving it. But yeah, man, we actually have a mask guy that's made most everybody's masks in the band. Hazardous Masks on Instagram. His name's Jay. So yeah, definitely check him out at Hazardous Masks. But he actually he made this one for me. He made my first one and this one for me. And he's done live molds of Connor and our drummer. And yeah, we're
Oh,
gonna
so
keep doing it.
y'all went whole hog and got mold or cast done of your face, correct?
Yeah, especially like for me, feeling especially a lot with what was said last of not being able to breathe for our first couple of shows. I didn't take that into account, especially when our first shows I did drums and vocals, and I didn't realize how much you sweat in a mask. So I was drowning essentially our first show, and just bubbles coming out of whatever holes that the nose was supposed to be in. My nose didn't line up with. That's what happens when you buy just a random mask. So when we found Jay, he came up to us and offered to do live fittings and custom build masks to us. The inspiration for mine, I was like, I don't know. I was like, I kind of want it looking dead, but like also semi-metallic and kind of just a weird feel of just a crumble, rusty, industrial feel to it. Feels with the rest of the vibe that we got going on. Our guitarist Tanner, his mask inspiration came from I think it's Symphony X is the band. It came from one of their album covers. They have two masks on there, and he really liked how those masks looked. It's this very just blank faced, expressionless mask that he likes to have that so that he can kind of just keep that facade and not have to worry about being an expressive member. And we haven't seen what our drummer's new mask is going to look like just yet, so it'll be a surprise for everybody when we drop that.
Oh yeah, awesome. Well, all right. So if anyone's happened to join in late here, we talked to Koryos, Become the Void, Eyes of a Killer on our Halloween episode. Obviously, we dressed up to take part in the festivities.
Time out.
Uh-oh.
Time out. So let's hear the story behind your mask.
Oh, I was just trying to hide my face because I'm ugly as shit. I didn't care what it was. No. So this mask I found and modified it from its original form. The idea behind mine was, I mean, for those that have listened to any of my tracks, you look at how I look and then you hear the songs. My songs are super melodic and not as I don't want to say not as heavy, but not as aggressive as you would think. So the idea is have an ugly appearance and have a prettier sound. And this is where I landed. It's a little bit of a skin melting looking mask, so it seemed to work with what I was going for. So here we are. Forge is born.
All righty. I like it.
Hey, Forge.
You weren't going to get away without giving us something.
I didn't even think about it.
I got one more thing to throw in if y'all want.
Yeah, come on.
If you go to our Instagram, we've got a video of us doing the casting of our drummer with
Cool.
hazardous masks. We got a little time lapse of that. So anybody that's here for the mask episode and interested in that stuff, they can go check that out too.
Oh yeah. So head on over to Become the Void's social platforms, Instagram, and check out their drummer getting casted for his mask. And I'm gonna be honest, man, I've seen that done a few times, and I could never, ever do that because if it's like how I remember, they essentially suffocate you and they stick straws in your nose so you don't suffocate, and you're kind of just trapped in there till the cast hardens, congeals, whatever the hell it does. Could never do that. Have a freaking probably panic attack.
Especially when the band's around throwing stuff at you when you.
That's crazy. But yeah, so again, thanks everyone for joining us on the Halloween episode. Again, Become the Void, Eyes of a Killer, and Koryos joined us tonight. And I do want to remind everyone about the Banger Was a Spotify playlist. Make sure you add that playlist and check out all the bands we had on tonight and all the bands that have been on before. We're well over 100 bands now, quite a few hours of playtime. So get in on it and listen to it. Also, going to remind everyone that the YouTube channel is up and running, and I really am pushing for everyone to go and add that channel because that is some great content. We have a lot of really cool bands and a lot of really cool bands to talk to on there. So it's really cool to go back and reminisce on some of the past episodes because Twitch obviously does not archive the videos for a long time. So they all move over to YouTube so they can live forever. So make sure you add that. And, you know, I think that might be it for me tonight. I don't want to carry us out too long because I know the masks are killing everybody. It's not the funnest thing to wear for a long period of time. Also, let's go ahead and throw this out there. We're going to do one episode in November. We're going to call it our Thanksgiving episode. It may be a little earlier in the month than I would like, but we'll have one in November. We'll have one in December. And after the December one, that's when we'll do the giveaway for the YouTube giveaway. So make sure you make your way over to YouTube, subscribe, comment the word certified in one of the videos so you can get in to win the whole swag pack. It's an awesome win because that's, I don't know, I'm doing math here in my head and on the fly and it's not working. About 90 to $100 worth of stuff for free. So make sure you take the time to go do it. Let's see. All right, yeah. So next episode is gonna be November 13th, I believe. So mark it on your calendars. All right. I think I got everything out of my system now. So let's go ahead and wrap this up. All right, as always, we are going to end the show with a song off the Banger Wednesday Spotify playlist. Actually, you know what? Bo, you guys had a new release, right? Versus, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
We could do that another time though.
Okay, all right. So being all humble and letting somebody else in the playlist get some glory tonight. All right, so again, we're gonna end the show with a track off the playlist. Oh, let's do Wolves of Oz. Give those guys some love. Actually, a lie. Let's do one of our more recent bands. Let's do Alliance. Alliance was a band that's entirely made up of Apache Native Americans, and they are out there in Arizona. They brought this track. Was it last week? The week before? So we'll check that out on the way out. And as always, everyone, stay safe, keep banging your heads, and we'll see you on an upcoming Wednesday. Here we go. Let's check out In Memory by Alliance. See you guys later. Sorry, guys. Bear with me. The playlist is. All right. Well, maybe won't listen to. Stand by, guys. I'm sorry. Technical difficulties. We are going to listen to track on the way. Oh, well, I unfuck whatever is fucked. Guess I get to talk for a few more minutes. Let's. Actually, oh, you haven't have the playlist up by chance? If you wouldn't mind, screen share that playlist and play that track for me, or I throw something at my computer.
What was the band's name? What
100.
was the band's name? Oh, okay.
There we go. Look at that. Bo's driving the bus tonight, guys, on the outro. right. Good night, Twitch.